So just about set to go. And Tony Lockett in his 187th game has 914 goals to his credit. Marvellous career. Burton sets himself in the middle. Has a distinct height advantage over Roos and wins it down towards half forward. Kickett was there for Sydney, so too was Edwards for Fremantle, tried to go through but without success. Kepler tries to swing it out, loses it for a moment and then asks the question. With him there is Daryn Cresswell, at the bottom is Ben Allen, and a bounce will take place. Umpires Mark McKenzie, Chris Mitchell and Mark Nash in charge of proceedings today. Allen, an opportunity now for the Dockers. Shepherding sees him clear and they can go deep into the forward line here. The step pass is a beauty to Hutton.
Skills like that, aren't they nice and crisp, Sandy? It looked as if the Swans just a little unsure at the moment across their half back line who should be picking up Winston Abraham. Ed Considine went across before the first bounce but then just sat off him by about 5 or 10 metres, which in a player that quality you just can't do.
Well, Hutton hasn't been overly accurate to date this season. 11 shots and he's booted 4 goals, 7. But he's started okay today. So Hutton gets the first for the match. And Docker fans are delighted.
Well, you're right, Sandy. I mean, he was perhaps one of those players against Footscray last week, having kicked 2-5 in the area he actually got the football, should have converted more so. Ben Allen so critical in the middle, clean possession. And watch this pass from Winston Abraham. How would you like that? Thank you. And the important conversion, as Sandy mentioned.
So we have a look at Roos again against Burton. The bounce actually favoured Roos. He won it with the left hand. It's fisted by Edwards back towards the half forward line. Here's Jason Norris against Kickett. Kickett can't quite get his boot to it. Ben Allen was grabbed when he didn't have it. Kickett, a quick one down towards the direction of Chisholm. Used his body beautifully, Chisholm. Garlick's after him. Clever ball skills by Chisholm. Garlick locks it in and it'll be a bounce at half forward for the Swans. But terrific use of the body there by Scott Chisholm.
Yes, and just kept his opponent at bay, didn't he, Pete, with his backside. Just kept the ball in control with his hands, which is well done.
Fine and sunny, currently 24, but as Drain Lamb said, it does seem a lot hotter than that. Half forward for the Swans. It's very important they don't let the Dockers get a very, very quick start. Here's Garlick. Oh, he did that well onto the left boot, hooks it back in front of goal. Lockett with O'Reilly. Test of strength. Well played, O'Reilly. To put the pressure on and force it over the line.
The advantage, I think, too, Pete, that Steve O'Reilly has against other fullbacks that would pick up Lockett is he has the height advantage. Just there, you can see, just marginal, and he also has the body weight to go with it. So, important factor.
From the throw-in, Lewis couldn't take it cleanly. Flicked round the body. It's very high. A big pack of players there, fisted clear. Still a chance for Sydney. Inside their 50. Cresswell gets caught. Had the football for a moment and then lost it. McGovern was going past but he didn't take it. Instead they opted for Ben Allen. And Allen's away, bouncing his way out of defence. He's down on centre wing. Has a look up towards the 50 and out comes Hutton again. Drops what he perhaps should have taken. Gets caught and could well be pinged. The ball spills free. Allen tries to flick it on. Pressure now on Gasper. He loses it. Roos a chance to get the hand pass away. Gray close to the boundary line. Swings up towards centre wing, but Norris is there to take the mark for the Dockers. Centering kick by Norris in towards half forward. Sydney have the numbers. Kelly was inspirational last week. Kick it. Fine one-hander. Likes to go on with the job. Higgins under pressure, caught by Waters, loses the football. McGovern through, tries to get it across to Abraham. He loses it back towards McGovern again, up towards the half-forward line. They're looking dangerous as Mann has it outside 50. Drifting down was McGovern. Picking up plenty of touches early on. Can't do it this time, however, and Gray comes away.
Yes, good play by Roos to get it to him now. Out wide is O'Loughlin, who played a great game against Adelaide last week. Nice kick too to the half-forward line, and Garlick's in everything at the moment. It'll be a good clash. Kickett picking him up. So Simon Garlick, a high floating kick. Or Burton's gone back. Lockett at the back. He had a couple to beat. The Dockers race away with it. This is Jones. Oh, he's almost
good shepherd.
Yeah, some good shepherding then. Allows it to come in towards Waters. Waters goes wide. There's loose men everywhere out here for the Dockers. Winston Abraham marks on his own. He can have a casual bounce. He can run another 50 if he wants to. 3 bounces. Will he go again? No, he's steadying and looking for the short one. That is very, very intelligent football. And he's found the man down there in Shane Parker. Short passes on to Hutton. Hutton an open goal for his second. It's another one. Well, what a great start to Fremantle. 2 goals, Sydney yet to score.
And again, Pete, the preparedness of the Fremantle players to run off and create position and not worry about where their man is. This is Abraham. He got a good separate from behind, and here's the option here of either Parker or Hutton. Hutton's pretty hot at the moment. He missed an easy mark just before, having kicked a goal earlier, but gets his second far too easily.
John Hutton has the Dockers opening 2 goals. Cresswell gives it to Kickett as Sydney now look to try and go into attack. Derek Kickett feigns the hand pass and stabs it in towards the half-forward line. No one able to take the mark. Kelly had it for a moment. Kickett in very, very strongly. Still going was Kickett. Well done. Gets it across towards O'Loughlin. High in towards the pocket area. Sydney a chance. Lewis was there. Couldn't take it. Fisted clear. Lockett a snap. In towards full forward. Able to take the mark.
Gee, that was clever by Chisholm. He just put his hands up thinking, gee, I've got to do something because Garlick had it, he was going to munch that. No problem whatsoever.
Throw in the left forward pocket. Fremantle odds on, Roscoe.
Yes, I'm not sure it should be that that good, but they're certainly favourites, no question, Tony.
Yep. Another throw in the left forward pocket. There's the Dockers bench. Look on, a very important day for them. They've made such an encouraging start into the AFL competition. They've got a real opportunity this afternoon to do something special. Garlick in towards full forward. Lockett called a play on around his body, and it's quite happily taken over the line by Quentin Leach.
So first score to the Swans. Here's this exciting player, Chisholm. He does like to bring it in short. He always, here he goes. Yes, and he's found the man there in O'Reilly. O'Reilly wide. Kickett has been a terrific player for the Dockers this year. He brings it towards centre wing. He's looking there for Scott Waters, former Swans player himself. Onto the left foot goes Waters to the half-forward line. Awesome holding on then. Here's Ed Considine back in the Swan side, former Bomber, and he taps it over the line. Played a couple of good games this year too, Considine, improved player. Just couldn't cement a regular place in the Essendon side. There's Roos doing the ruck work. Waters. There's that characteristic, just stopping and having a look to see where he's going to kick it to. Rose good mark. Kickett's in everything at the moment. Intercepting with Ben Allen. Great play by Allen. Former Hawthorn centreman goes bang with the check side through the middle. Well played, Benny Allen.
It's freakish, isn't it? And it was outstanding. I thought the hands of Kickett, who's actually been picked up playing midfield road by Waters. Rose here. Now watch this quick handball, and Benny Allen, he's looking for Troy Gray, and Gray said, where did that go? Ben Allen read that beautifully, probably knowing that Kickett likes to give off that lightning handball first up. Tends not to kick it quickly, his first option, he likes to give it off. And what a clever kick, as Pete said, the banana. Poof.
Dockers out by 17 points and an exciting start here at the WACA in Perth. Burton again sits underneath it and he wins it, but Waters slipped at the critical stage. Huskis tried to come through. Edwards also goes to ground. They'll get another chance, Sydney, through Huskis up towards the half-forward line. Lockett's in front.
He leads well, Roscoe, doesn't he?
That's his forte. If he leads, which he does very well, and they get used to him leading like that, and he gets the ball delivered to him, marking out in front, which makes it terribly difficult. Doesn't matter. I don't think even Inspector Gadget can get to there when he's got his hands in front of his chest. So it's well done.
16 goals, 9 to Tony Lockett so far this season.
Well, that's not his normal conversion rate, is it?
No. Normally pretty deadly. Here he goes for his first goal. Very slow and deliberate in his approach. But he looks pretty pleased with it, and so he should be. So Lockett gets Sydney's first, and they start to peg back this lead of the Dockers.
Yes, and it is going to take some time for the Sydney players to get used to how Tony Lockett does play in terms of where he likes to lead to, but on this ground you've certainly got to try and give yourself a chance and lead up through the midfield corridor. That's how he likes it.
So the Dockers by 11 points as Kepler tries to crash his way through. Well played by Roos to Kelly. Kelly on to Kickett, who's in everything. In towards the half-forward line. It clears the pack. Racing back after is this exciting player in Chisholm. Picks up, has a bounce, look, it backs himself in, crashes through the middle, and then delivers it to Waters. Tremendous play, Chisholm. The lead is on out wide. Hutton, can he get there? Oh, almost a clash. Hutton led pretty well. Troy Gray over the top to Roos. Would have been a free kick. Gaspar, he's got to get rid of it quickly. Gets it out wide towards Huskers. Well played by the youngster. Goes inside with a hand pass. This is Neil Brunton. He'll look for Lockett. He should mark this great kick, Brunton. Tremendous kick.
Yes, he's got the job on Ben Allen, Pete, running with Ben Allen, and then to feed off him like that and get the kick and pass to a forward, particularly someone like it, ideal midfield play. Huskers figuring there.
Well, what an asset, Lockett. And that's the way to play it, full forward, straight down the middle, so as when you do take the mark, you've got a set shot for goal from directly in front. You're not out in the boundary line like some forwards do.
Yes, that's stay in that corridor area, Pete.
The young West Australian that plays for Essendon, Scott Cummings, when he plays at full forward, comes straight down the middle, and it's good to watch. Now Lockett, let's see if he can convert again. Here's a beautiful kick. There's that drop punt, a little bit to the right, and he's missed, so he won't be happy with that, Lockett.
Now here's 1-1 of Sydney's total of 1-2 early on in this match. Just joined us, very warm conditions. Dockers getting away to a flying start. 2 goals to Hutton and an exciting one to Ben Allen. Here's a chance for Mark Bayes in game number 200. Bayes goals! So when it works for the Dockers, it works well, but when it doesn't, Roscoe, the opposition can take advantage.
Yeah, that's exactly, I want to say, the problem with their style of play is such they're trying to develop. So if you do make a mistake, you left yourself open. There's the kick from Chisholm. Those kicks have to be spot on, or alternatively, the kick wasn't too bad. Miller normally would take those. He's very reliable with his hands, but that mistake results in a goal.
So Sydney hit back hard. 3 straight to the Dockers. Sydney a 2-2. Burton stands underneath. Rose flies at it. Kelly goes ripping out, but it's Cresswell who gets it away towards Kepler. Sydney go down towards half forward. Here comes Lockett, but he's a little behind the pack. It doesn't matter because the mark has been taken by Andrew Dunkley, and he's within scoring distance.
There's just too much height there for Chisholm, and Dunkley, who did so very well last week when moved on to Modra after Troy Gray has some problems with Modra. Gray's still at fullback this week, picking up Hutton, and Dunkley in the unfamiliar role in the forward area.
Well, we'll see this funny kicking style here, Sandy.
This looks a little unorthodox at times. Let's see if he's effective. Sydney have a chance to hit the front. Well, he basically does it from a standing start. Pretty good looking kick though. So Dunkley gets his first and Sydney hit the front. They lead by 2 points.
Yes, it's an interesting ploy by Ron Barassi to have Dunkley in that forward area alongside Bayes and also Lockett, very tall. And you've also got Cresswell down there. And of course Dale Lewis, who's the elusive half-forward type, along with O'Loughlin, the debutant of last week, as we see that mark again, definitely a mark. And his height and strength is too much for Chisholm.
Well, the Swans by 2 points. They've come back well here. Here's Brunton, who's a real little goer. Now he gives it off to Considine. He'll go long. He's looking for Lockett. O'Reilly at the back. Lockett. Oh, thumped away. Good punch by O'Reilly. Still danger for Fremantle though, because Sydney are in there, but there was a legging.
Yes.
And it will go. It looks like O'Reilly to take this.
Yeah, it was Lockett who, with the tackle in his arms, just slid down to the legs and tripped him up.
So Steve O'Reilly with the big job. Now he's chipping it in short. And, oh, the mark has dropped it. It was Kickett. Hand pass comes away. Fourth hand, that was by Puck. Oh, they've mucked it up again. Here's Lewis laying off a hand pass to Lockett. Another goal to the big full forward. Lockett has kicked 2, and they're making some blues down there in defence, Fremantle, and Sydney lead by 8.
Yes, and it was that mark attempt by Kickett, just worrying too much about Lewis coming into the front of him. Put his leg out, just took his eye off the ball, and there's a bit of a fumble there by O'Reilly, and then a low trajectory kick by Lockett, skinning a few people's heads there in the crowd.
Has been known to do those. Great start though by Sydney. After Fremantle looked the goods in the opening 3 minutes. Sydney have hit back with 4-2. Fremantle still on 3 straight. Roos goes at it again in the centre. Allen was there also. Edwards has a chance for the Dockers. Flicks it round his body down towards half forward. The bouncing ball goes down towards the 50. Pressure on the Sydney defence, but they do it well. Kelly, however, slips slightly and gets caught. They're still going, however. Bayes, a hurry kick down towards the half forward line, but there to take the mark is a big spider. Burton gives it away towards Kickett. And his namesake has interfered with Peter Miller, and he will take the free kick.
Kickett thought that should have been his.
It was Derek Kickett who lost it. Miller towards half forward. Gasper comes over the top and he spoils. Waiting down is Scotty Waters for the Dockers. There's a look up towards Hutton territory. With him is Gray. And Gray does well. Gives it away to Brunton, and Sydney out of trouble for the moment. Down towards the centre, and Cresswell takes the mark.
Looking good, Sydney, as Cresswell goes wide. He's looking down here for Dunkley. Dunkley, a real honest goer. Good play by Dunkley. Kepler, he gets in a hand pass. Here's Bayes. Will it sit for him? No, it won't. He's got Considine to help him out. Over to Brunton. Brunton will probably look for Lockett. He's going to bomb it in long. Lockett will come from the back. He can't quite get there. O'Reilly, he drops the mark. Lockett a chance. Gives a hand pass, unselfish play. Around the corner goes Cresswell. Goal.
Yes, well called, Pete. It was Cresswell. And, gee, they built that up beautifully in the back line, the Swans. They're just getting away from the Dockers here and setting up well. Brunton running off Ben Allen. Twice he's done that passage of play there. Just eyes off the ball by O'Reilly. And look at this. Cresswell, good kick.
Sydney go further ahead, 5-2 to 3 straight after the goal from best and fairest champion Daryn Cresswell. Into the middle once again. Waters working hard, but so too is Kelly. Gives it away towards Brunton. Sydney go down towards the half-forward line once again. Down towards Lockett. Tries to shrug the tackle. Then he recovers again, but he loses the football this time to Kickett. Turned 27 last Thursday, Dale Kickett. Now they've got a chance. Norwich can set something up here for Big Spider Burton. He gives it away to Scotty Waters. Waters runs through the centre. He can bounce his way inside 50. He's still going. He can shoot for goal and put it through. Now the Dockers hit back.
Yes, that's a terrific reply too. Kickett setting up from the half-back area, just prepared to run with the ball, and because he had some support when a Swans player run at him to tackle, which I think he got it to Norwich. And there we see Scotty Waters getting the ball. He had a couple of leads coming from Hutton, and then he had Burrows in the square saying kick it long, and he managed to get inside 50, which is his area, and kick that comfortably.
Well, a great game of football we're witnessing at the moment. 8 points, Sydney lead by. Very hot conditions. Roos jumping high over Burton. Well played. Here's O'Loughlin. Gets it wide to Kelly. Terrific football. Here goes Kelly. He gets onto the right foot. Oh, it's an ordinary kick by Kelly. Oh, another mark drop. Lewis too high on O'Reilly. Free kick to Steve O'Reilly at halfback. Now he's going to chip it wide here because he's got a loose man in Leach out wide. Quentin Leach, a very talented player, finds Parker. Shane Parker, he's nearly going to transfer play then. Dangerous. Now he's forced into kicking it long towards the centre wing area. Players set themselves. Roos. Good play by Roos. Here's Kickett. Oh, he loves the hand pass. Gets it to Adam Eustace. Eustace going to kick it long, an ordinary kick. Didn't wobble off the side of the boot. A very bad turnover because now here he is. The man they love here in Scott Chisholm. Plenty of time. Chips it into Abraham, and Abraham marks centre wing. Off he goes. Plenty of pace. A daisy cutting pass. Hutton's underneath it. Up the back is Gasper, and the umpire found a free kick. Said he was pushed out, Hutton. And that was unnecessary, Ross, because he was way underneath the ball.
He certainly was. And I tell you what, Pete, your daisies are pretty tall.
He comes
started off pretty low. He comes from a big padding. Yeah, that's probably unnecessary. Just give him that extra nudge. Important kick for Hutton. He's been amongst it so far. Dropped a couple of marks, which are the ones as a full forward if he wants to really cement a spot there and become very effective. You've got to hang on to them.
Well, his game is to lead straight and fast up the middle, and he is a great kicker of a football. 2 goals he's kicked. He will kick from about 40 metres. That's beautiful kicking style for a goal. So John Hutton has kicked his third. Now I wonder if they'll be forced to move Troy Gray as they did last week on Modra.
Yes, well, the pace of Hutton is certainly a worry. And let me just qualify what I say about John Hutton, because when you lead at the pace he does, it's the most difficult time to mark the ball running flat out when it's in front of your face like that. Your hands have to be spot on, and so people must appreciate that. But if he can work on it and just improve it, I think Wills is off the ground, yes, and Wardell Johnson is on for the Dockers.
Well, a fantastic start already. We've had 10 goals for the quarter, and we've still got over 6 minutes remaining. Roos tries to beat Burton, but it's Waters who got it out towards Edwards. He had it and then lost it, just trying to push it forward. Big pack of players, and the umpire finally comes in for a bounce. Down there at the bottom is Ed Considine. Picks himself up. Norwich there also.
They're sharing the ball, aren't they, Sandy? 30 to 12.
Sydney, look at that.
But on this ground, you've got to be careful. You should try and kick directly.
Roos again just tries to take it out of the air from Big Spider Burton, but it's Derek Kickett. Look at that lightning hand pass away towards Kapler again. Sydney out of trouble. They go over the centre of the ground and will go into attack with the left foot of Mark Bays. He wants a big game today for his 200th. He wants Tony Lockett right here, but he hasn't got him. O'Reilly slaps it away. Could be dangerous. Cresswell, if he gets clear. Still Daryn Cresswell pushing towards the boundary line. Help now from Neil Brunton. Runs out of room. Edwards cuts across and the throw-in will take place.
Yes, the halfbacks and the ruck rovers of the Docks have to be careful. They're in front of that spoiled by O'Reilly. It's always going to come to the front of that pack. Make sure they're picking up the respective Sydney half forwards.
From the throw-in, Bays will try and run round. Somehow gets onto the left foot and bends it back in towards the square. Cresswell was there, so too Lockett, and eventually taken over the line. One behind the result. 5-3, plays 5 straight.
Mentioned the lead up to, we see Mark Bays on screen there. Fantastic to see a player play 200 for the same club. It's going to be a rarity really these days with the draft and what have you. So well done, Mark Bays.
Yes, we wish him well. Dockers can run this out. Dale Lewis giving chase, but Edwards is able to chip it in towards centre wing. Daniels came over the top. He was the big flyer. Roos on towards Kickett. He got the call from over the back, and away he went. Darren Kapler says thank you. Goes in towards the forward pocket region. Dunkley is there, and hot pursuit is Chisholm, and it goes over the line.
Good example there, Sandy, of where players getting the ball to the voice. So long as you know your voice.
Yep. And
Roos did it first up, then kick it again. It's knowing where your players are and reacting to that voice. Spontaneous.
A good crowd here at the WACA enjoying an excellent first quarter from both sides. Lewis pushing the ball along in front. If he kicks that, it'll be an absolute miracle. In towards full forward, going to be very close. Cresswell in from the side, and the Dockers should be able to get out of this. They will through Kickett. He can bounce his way across half back, goes in towards that region now, and now they've perhaps got a chance to set something up here. This is Miller. Gives it away towards the running O'Reilly. Down he's come. He's down to centre wing. Back towards Miller he goes. Has a look up towards half forward. It's a lovely looking kick in towards half forward as the mark. And a big pain it is. He got it on the second attempt. Is that Winston?
Yes, it is. He got it from behind too. And I thought they brought themselves undone, Sandy, because all they chipping around and crisscrossing, your forwards have led 400 times and they get confused. Well, that's a line ball, but he got from behind and perhaps had the height there on Gaspar with the leap to get more of a purchase first up, and then as he came to ground he got the second cherry.
So the ex-Perth youngster has a chance to kick his first. Winston Abraham from 40 metres for the Dockers to wrestle back the lead, and he does. Oh, good first quarter. 6 straight, Roscoe, to 5-3.
Well, it is, and if it's an entertaining type of football match. Some purists may not like it because there's not a lot of manning up, but its entertainment value's been terrific and some great skills. And whilst there's been a few mistakes, when players are prepared to take an initiative and take a risk, that's going to happen, as long as you try and minimise those mistakes.
So back to the centre, Burton with the height. Roos has done fairly well. Giving away a lot of centimetres. Here's O'Loughlin. Clever hand pass. Finds Roos. Playing at centre half back. He chips it wide. He's looking for Bays. Oh, he's playing well, Mark Bays. Now, where's Lockett? Because Bays will just about reach him. Oh, look at that low trajectory kick. Lockett's got a few to beat. It's a loose ball with Chisholm. Oh, have a look at that. Fantastic. He has a bounce. Away he goes. He's got a pole well in the Brownlow, this guy, I reckon. He is a terrific player, as we see. Kick it. Hooking it back. Oh, he's transferred play right out towards Leach on the other side of the ground. Leach, he's got good vision as he gets it further afield to Edwards. He has a fumble. O'Loughlin lays the tackle. The umpire will probably have to bounce this, and he will. But, gee, that Chisholm down there, is he good to watch?
Well, Spider Burton's doing the right thing whenever he can, is to get back into that space in between Lockett and O'Reilly, Pete, to help out.
So Burton taking on Rose. Burton with the left hand gets it to Waters, taken by Ed Considine. He's got the loose man out wide. Brunton onto Cresswell. Good play by the Swans. Here's Lockett at the back. It can't get to him. Swans play tackling hard. Here's Lockett. Knocks it on. Good play to kick it. Now the umpire's picking him for a throw.
Yeah, and Dunkley should have got a free kick. He was absolutely wrenched out of that contest without the cherry. I don't know how the umpires missed that.
Well, it's a free kick to O'Reilly. There he is. He's got the big job on Lockett. Let's have a look what happened. Lockett. Oh, he knocked that on.
He played for a throw. Should have been a free kick to Dunkley, and if not, play on after that.
Punched away by Rose towards Kelly. A loose ball, very importantly. Burton has it smothered by Considine. That was good play, Ed Considine. Now he hooks it out to Roos. That was excellent football by the Swans. Good game of football we're seeing here. Leach put the pressure on. Here's Wardell Johnson onto the left boot, a classy sort of player. Down towards half-forward line. Mann hasn't done much, and he's given away a free kick. And Roos is on top of Peter Mann.
Yes. Paul Roos to take it from across half-back inside the last 2 minutes of the first quarter. Finds Rose, still on the defensive side of centre, looking to set something up for Sydney. He goes towards the half-forward region. No mark taken. Huskis is there. Has the ball taken away, but it's locked up eventually by Adam Huskis, and another bounce.
Pete Dunkley was looking for a mark there, wasn't he?
It's close, wasn't it?
Yeah, free kicks here, 5-2. Well, in a game of footy, I thought they just don't pay as many as they should.
Burton stands his ground. Dunkley comes over the top. Cresswell caught and loses it. Kickett can set something up here. Spider Burton. Lateral thinking to Leach. Leach, a deft little chip. Goes only probably 15 metres or so. And eventually over Anthony Jones. Wearing the number 38 Guernsey for the Dockers. Ben Allen down there, one of the skippers. Paul Kelly, of course, one of the wonders from Wagga, Pete.
Great player, Kelly. Certainly would be in the best 3 tacklers in the competition, Ross.
Oh,
there he is.
Upper body strength and his tenacity. And he tackles at the waist. Doesn't watch the football, he watches the body.
Yeah, they produce some wonderful sportsmen and women, Wagga.
Oh, free kick. Yeah.
And there is a free kick.
What about the opening batsman for Australia for a start?
It's all right, Pete. Bays. He should be doing a history piece on Wagga. Bays on centre wing. In towards half forward. Can someone take a mark for Sydney? It bounces clear. Waters pounces upon it. Had it only for a moment and then lost it. Flicked around the body by Dunkley. In towards full forward. Lockett off the ground. Tony Lockett has kicked his third. And Sydney regain the lead. They're 6-3. Fremantle 6 straight in an amazing term of football.
Yes, and well done by Dunkley, because with his awkward kicking style, we watch this again. Went for the chest mark. It comes back to him. There, the handball from Huskis, I think it was. Getting up in the air. Chisholm comes across and just fails to take the mark, and then Lockett with the recovery swerves that through.
Well, an important one with just seconds remaining. Allen tries to get it out to Waters. Is there time enough for Scotty Waters to get it back to Allen? He can go charging down the forward line, but they'll need a mark. He stabs it in towards full forward. Sydney can push it towards the defensive line, and that was done by Gray. Kept it in play, however, with a hand pass to Considine. He's under pressure, loses the football, paddled back towards Ed Considine once again. But there's the siren. It's quarter time here at the WACA. and a very entertaining first quarter in very warm conditions. A 12-goal burst in this first term, and at quarter time the Sydney Swans lead 6-3-39. Fremantle are 6 straight. We take a break. More shortly.
Well, he's playing on Kepler and he's super quick.
So here we go, the second quarter. If it's as frantic as the first, we'll have a goal-scoring spree here in the WACA. Burton charges at the football. Oh, and he just passes it to Squatty Waters. Now here is young Sean McManus picking up a touch and kicking up towards Lee Waddell Johnson on half-forward. Waddell Johnson ignores the initial lead of Hutton and also Mann. And he goes back now with a long kick up towards the forward line. Burrows was one of his targets. Serve it up the ground! Miller has kicked the first for the Dockers in this second quarter.
What a great example, Sandy, of roving. Just the kick by Waddell Johnson was good. Hutton actually really led, thought a smidge too early. Didn't give Waddell Johnson a chance to get back and look for the lead, but he dummied back. Here we see Burrows caught from behind. And watch the run here of Miller. Clever stuff, atoning for perhaps a bit of a mistake he made from a kick out in that first quarter. But he's been very valuable in kicking goals so far for the Dockers this year. There's Waddell Johnson.
He's got a lot of talent, Peter Miller. But they're kicking beautifully. 7 goals straight, Fremantle. Now the big thump was by Roos. I really admire Roos. Gives away a lot of height. Well, Bayes backing himself in here. Clever play by Bayes. Back to Brunton. Touched off the boot. Here's Lockett. Still in play, Lockett. No, he didn't. He took it over the line at half forward for Sydney. Tony Lockett has in fact kicked 3 goals, as has John Hutton down the other end for Fremantle. 50-metre line. Swans scoring into the ground. Dunkley giving away height to Burton. Burton tapped it down in front. Oh, tremendous pick-up, Bayes. A magnificent kick in front of goal. Kick it at the back. Oh, was he held? No, the umpire said play on. Was that a trip?
Yes, Parker was tripped, yeah.
It is a trip. It will be paid to Parker in that last line of defence.
Comes out towards Burton. He marks in front of Roos in the back pocket.
Underrated Roos, isn't he?
I think he did very well last week. Was part of the reason why Sydney got up, Pete. Midfield.
Here's the Spider-Man. Flat-looking punt kick, not too pretty. Kepler dropped what he should have taken. I think that may be Huskis sandwiched by McGovern. Norris asked the question, and a bounce will take place on 50. So a couple of opportunities there missed. Bounce in bright sunshine here in Perth. Rose up over the top. Mark Bayes wasn't one who appreciated that. It's my 200th, he says. There's Paul Kelly. Look at him working hard, the Wagga Wonder. And another bounce. Just inside 50 for Sydney. After Fremantle got the opening goal of this second quarter. Burton tries to edge out Rose. Rose got a fingertip to it. Oh, there was a high, almost a headbutt tackle. Kelly on the boundary line. Goes across the face of goal, and Tony Lockett sees it drift wide on the fall. In fact, just sneaking in from behind, so that'll mean Scotty Chisholm will bring it back into play. Away they dash, and Chisholm brings it back in now and finds his mark in Brendan Leach. Best and fairest at Claremont last year. Now this is not exactly direct, is it? Look at that. Straight across the ground.
Well, he's gone backwards, actually.
And O'Reilly is there. He's O'Reilly's man.
And now you're putting pressure on Burton and some of the midfielders, so they'd run across to this side of the ground. Now they've got to get across to the other side.
There's Leach again. Carrying a huge amount of territory, and he bounces his way down centre wing. Eventually gets boot to ball. Short little chip, and Lee Waddell Johnson takes a diving mark. Under 17 minutes remaining in this first half here in Perth. Waddell Johnson. A look to half forward. Look at that fly by Burrows. Talk about frequent flyer points there, Pete, but he didn't hold it.
And he was up a bit too early and lost his sight of it.
Well, the other thing too, Pete, you get that high and you think, hang on, forget about the footy, how am I going to come down?
But he lost, I wouldn't know about it, actually, Ross. I've never been up there. Out it comes wide towards Miller. Now Wardell Johnson, he can kick miraculous goals, but smothered this time off the boot. Oh, over the head. Must be a free kick. Was that Kelly down there?
I think it is, Pete.
Or was it Eustace? Let's have a look. It's Paul Kelly. In fact, he's a tough little cookie. Daryn, long kick to centre wing. Back with the flight of the ball. Big Rose races after it. Good play by Gavin Rose. Brings it long. Kick it underneath it. Punched away by Parker. Back towards the exciting Chisholm. Taps it to the line. Terrific ball control. There was Garlick. Chisholm again is there. And he had backup support from Kickett, and eventually is knocked over the line at the 50-metre line.
And here's the throw-in. Rose, front of Burton. Rose just trying to slap it clear once again. Kick it just outside 50. Swings it in towards Lockett. O'Reilly right there with him. Lockett has a look around at the umpire, maybe hoping for a decision going his way. Yeah, so he's always going to get more from behind like that, Sandy, if players elect to go from behind and perhaps try and use their height to advantage in that one-on-one duel, but it's a line ball there. Dunkley. That kick going across the face of goal and out of bounds. Right forward pocket. Sydney are 6-4. Fremantle lead, however, by just 2 points. They're kicking for goal, well, at the moment, without a blemish. Kelly leaves it. There's another one for Sydney. Kicked by Dunkley, his second. 7-4, plays 7 straight, and Dunkley has 1 in each term.
Yes, it's been quite effective, that move, having Dunkley in that forward half. Given his size and strength, he can do that ruck work, which allows Rose to sit back a bit. And when he gets that close to goal, he's a terribly determined sort of player. And it might be a change here. Yes, Parker's coming to pick him up.
Sydney by 4 points. As we have a look at Gavin Rose against Spider Burton again. Oh, Rose the big thump, well played. Down towards half forward, O'Loughlin was there. It's a loose ball out towards Kelly. He tried to give it to Bayes. Free kick to Kelly. He was grabbed when he didn't have it. So Kelly at half forward. The chip pass is on. And he's found the man there in Garlick.
Yep.
Simon Garlick at 55. Now another loose man in towards the pocket. Lockett! Is that in the back? No. So it's taken away by Parker. Parker dodging around as Lockett came at him. Oh, he gets in a hand pass. Here's Chisholm over the top to kick it. 2 very exciting players combining. Out wide. And a nice mark taken out there for Fremantle, and that was by Andrew McGovern, a former Sydney Swans player himself. McGovern being told to play on as he... Oh, gee, they do play an indirect brand of football as he finds O'Reilly and really didn't gain any distance at all. Another chip pass is on to Leach. They've just crisscrossed it to the other side of the ground.
Leach is still in the back pocket. Gets underneath the drop. Kicks towards centre wing. Burrows late, but he elected not to fly. Abraham gets the hand pass away towards the running McGovern. The Dockers go towards their half forward line. I think the kick may have been meant for Burton, but far too high. In fact, it was one of Peter McKenna's daisy cutters almost. Towards the boundary line. It's Wardell Johnson started on the bench, and that was pushed over. Docker fans probably saying deliberately.
Memory of an elephant. You've got
that kick by McGovern. That's one where once you get toward the centre, you shouldn't go across ground like that. You should come direct, and the forwards are getting right out of position because they're chipping across ground when they get through that midfield area.
Ed Considine looking for one too high, and he gets it too, Roscoe.
Yep.
On the outer wing. The Dockers have 7 straight goals. Sydney 7-4 in a very entertaining game. Higgins towards half forward. Big fly, excellent mark. And Dunkley's going to be going for his 3rd goal. Well, they've got a few focal points down in that forward zone.
Yes, I mentioned, I thought I said Parker picking up Dunkley, but in fact that was incorrect. I thought he just moved on to him. In fact, he'd gone back to where he was previously, and Quentin Leach is the player having to pick up Dunkley. And a bit like Chisholm in the first quarter, he's got far too much height for him. Sure, you can rely on their running off him and creating, but if he gets in the air, it can be hard to stop.
Dunkley's going to be kicking from just outside 40 metres. A slow, stammering approach and an ugly kick. It wasn't a pretty sight, was it, Pete?
He's got a terrible kicking style. But he has kicked too.
Yeah, and you can improve that, Pete, can't you? There's something you can improve on is your kicking, and you feel sorry for him a little because he works terribly hard to get the ball.
He is terrific, Dunkley.
Put some more effort into his kicking, he'd be a far better player.
So here's Chisholm.
Here we go.
Brings it into Norris. Characteristic of the Dockers is short passing. Another one coming on here as it comes down to Burrows at half-back. So Burrows brings it in towards the centre of the ground. Peterman against Roos. Well played by Roos. Here's McGovern. Further afield. Oh, look at that racehorse. Winston Abraham. Oh! He ran into Wills. Onto the left. It's off the side of the boot. And will it go out? No, it's still in play. Here's Peter Cave in the form of Fitzroy. Oh! Shot it. Straight over the line and out on the full.
I'm not sure if they practiced that at Trident Cliff.
Oh, they're an unpredictable side, aren't they?
It's an unusual way to ship it.
Well, here's Scott Waters, way out on centre wing. He's looking for Spider Burton at the back. He'll have the height. Here he comes. Can't mark. Miller was there. The ball hits the deck. The Swans trying to get it out. Here's Miller on the left boot, trying to hook it back, but he's kicked it behind.
Still, Roscoe, we were talking earlier in the day and how Andrew Wills may have been taking a bit of time to get to know the style of play.
That's a good example. Oh, dear.
7-1, plays 7-5. Troy Gray with Wills on the mark. Just 4 points in it. One wonders how these warm conditions will affect, particularly Sydney, as the day continues. Here goes Burrows. He lopes towards goal, and then he pumps it long in towards full forward. No one at home. In fact, Gray should have held that mark. He didn't. Burton, he picks it up like a little rover. He gives it to Hutton, who's blocked by Considine. Allen tries to sucker off the ground. Sydney will get out of trouble. For the moment anyway. They come towards Roos and he takes the mark on the half-back line.
I think that was Daryn that gave it to him, Sandy.
Scotty Daryn, was it? Thank you.
Getting it back again. Yep.
And there he goes. Daryn kicking towards half-forward. A big pack of players in the middle of the ground, and an opportunity for Cresswell to set up the hand pass. He does so now towards Garlick to half forward. Over the top it goes. Out comes Lockett. Doesn't get a good bounce. Riley loses the hand pass. Beautifully stolen. Could result in a goal to O'Loughlin. Great play. So Sydney continue on their winning way. They are 8-5. Fremantle 7-1.
Yes, it's always difficult for a second game player to get up in your second game. Your first one's always full of emotion and adrenaline, and he had a fantastic last quarter. He's found this game a bit tougher to get into, but it's a critical goal. Well done.
First goal to O'Loughlin.
So Sydney by 10 points after we've seen the second steal of the game. The Waters was grabbed when he didn't have it, so it'll be his kick. And he was the man who stole a goal early in the game, as did O'Loughlin just a moment ago. So very highly skilled, a lot of these players. We're seeing an excellent game of football. Waters is going to bring it wide in towards the pocket. Good lead by Hutton. Can he get there? No, he can't. Good pressure put on by Considine, who went back to lend a hand. Eventually the kick comes wide in the direction of Garlick. He's looked all right. That could have been a free kick to Garlick. I thought he was
almost
grabbed.
looked as if he was pulled down the ground, didn't it, Sandy? Pete, sorry.
As he went for that mark. So it's almost on centre wing. Roos against Burrows. Burrows actually won that one. There's O'Loughlin against Kickett. Kickett puts it on the ground. Here's Wills. Good play by the former Geelong half forward. Wills onto the left boot. Beautiful kick. Right down towards Burton. Punched away by Roos. They race in after. Well played, Scott Daryn. Benny Allen, he's been well held at the moment. Roos again, he's leading them well in defence, and he finds Cresswell. Cresswell, a daisy cutter to half back, and he finds Kepler. Kepler, a beautiful kick normally, a long raking left foot kick towards the half forward line. The ball hits the deck. Here's Leach. Leach is a good tackling. Bays tries to get his boot to it. Umpire calls play on. It's shuffled out by O'Loughlin. Here's McManus. McManus races onto the right boot. He has got plenty of pace. In towards the half-forward line. Thump the ground. They race after it. Kicked in mid-air by Miller. A vital ball here, and the mark has been taken by Wills. Wills has got a loose man in the pocket. Look at this. Who's that way down there?
Madigan.
And Greg Madigan. Madigan, former Hawthorn player, comes onto the ground and has taken a mark 40 metres from goal directly in front.
He's just come on, Pete, to replace Spider Burton.
So Madigan, a chance to kick a goal for the Dockers. It's close. He might have just missed this, judging by the crowd reaction. Yes. So a bad miss by Greg Madigan.
It's only his second run with the Dockers, Pete, and playing club football here with Swan Districts.
Under 9 minutes remaining in this first half. Sydney leading. Kapler, a chance on the outer side. He gets clear. Has a look up towards centre wing. Huskus is there, but he's beaten. Scott Chisholm takes the mark. Chisholm kicks straight into the man on the mark. May get another chance, however. And does. Shows a bit of the footy, then gets the hand pass away. The Dockers looking to close the gap as they go down towards the right half forward line, but only that far. Gavin is clear. Kicks to half forward once again for Sydney. It goes over the pack. Boundary umpire getting some stick from the crowd on the outer side. Sydney leading by 9 points. Just over 8 minutes remaining.
Is Huskus off for Sydney too, Sandy, and Lewis back on.
Dunkley doing the ruck work. They jostle for it. Oh, almost a tackle too high by Garlick. Umpire says no. Dale Lewis back. And a bounce to take place. 9 scoring shots to 13 in Sydney's favour. Dunkley again. Kickett was there on all fours, but he gets his kick. There's Paul Kelly. Leads by example, that young man.
The heat is certainly going to be a factor in the second half. Which side will be able to withstand it?
Burrows beaten for it. Socket clear. Edwards goes in over the top. Daryn Cresswell is at the bottom, picked up by Dale Lewis. They'll do it all again. Big pack of players. That was Burrows going over the top in no uncertain fashion. Now a chance for Chisholm. Away he goes, and away go the Dockers. Up towards the half-forward line, Greg Madigan takes the mark. Not quite within scoring distance, but he can go over the top. There's no one in the square, although Wills drops back there now. Madigan has a look. In fact, he tries to centre it. Wills will be the... He doesn't fly. Considine's in front of him, in fact, and it takes a timely mark.
Scott Daryn off the side of the boot. Kapler. Oh, good. Oh, no, he didn't take it, Brunton. Hutton did it well to Benny Allen. Allen looking for a hand pass. Finds Wills. Dodging, turning off the side of the boot to the pocket. A one-on-one contest. Is that a free kick or is it a mark to man? And the umpire's paying the mark.
You see, decided there was an interference from Man, who did start from behind, and Roos was the player in front. Went to ground as the umpire decided without a push. Here's Andrew Wills confused here. Wanted his right foot, and doing so ran into trouble. Here's the contest again. No, nothing in that.
So Peter Mann kicks it goal, and he might have missed, has he? Let's have a look. Yes. You only have to look at the crowd reaction. You don't need to look at the goal umpire. But a bad miss. So they've missed a couple of sitters, the Dockers. Still trail by 8 points. As we see Ed Considine calling for the ball, but it's brought down the centre to Brunton. Brunton at the half-back area. Here's Troy Gray, has a casual bounce, swings onto his left boot and hooks it back towards the centre wing area. Clears the pack, favours Kapler. Kapler, that's good play to get a quick boot to it. Lewis puts the pressure on, well played. Free kick, Lewis. Too high. And he is paying the advantage. The kick down to Lockett. And Lockett, it hits him right on the chest. Good umpiring.
It's allowed City to control the footy. And again, Lockett read that very well to get off the mark and in front of O'Reilly.
Tony Lockett has kicked 3 and always playing in front. That's a seek why he's a great player.
That's the advantage. And again, that kick by Lachlan was very good.
Now he shouldn't miss this, Lockett. 45-degree angle, only about 25 to 30 metres out. The crowd giving him the raspberry. Plugger power, says the sign in the background. Look at the concentration as he comes in the kick. So Tony Lockett, I'd say that's a goal. Yes. So the big full forward has kicked his fourth. You can't keep him down. There's that sign we were talking about. Some keen Swans supporters. Roscoe?
Yes, and there's a bit of a turnaround here for Tony Lockett too, which is very much in his favour, and that the Swans players have worked out much better. There's a free kick, and then the advantage. Kelly then onto O'Loughlin. Good pass, and they've worked out how he plays. They're leaving that area in front of him open, and his conversion rate's been much better in the first part of this game compared to last week.
So Sydney has opened up their biggest lead in the game today. 9-5, plays 7-3. Crucial time of the afternoon now for the Dockers. If Sydney get a couple more, they'll have a big ask in the second half to try and get back. They're not out of it yet, however, as Winston Abraham, who kicked a goal in the first term, kicks it up towards Burrows. He slaps it wide, well done towards Miller. Just gets his kick in time. Will slip, however, at the crucial stage, and that ball is pushed towards the boundary line in not so subtle fashion, Pete.
Yeah. Well, we know what his intention, but actually, if he had have looked up, he had two loose men.
Yes, and there's Kickett on the bench.
So centre wing, Roos against Burrows. Roos doing a terrific job. That's a high tackle. Ooh, that looked high, didn't it? Garlic, and listen to the hoots of the Fremantle crowd. Here's Bays. Geez, working hard, Bays. O'Loughlin waits, weaves his way through. Kapler should look for Lockett. He kicks it wide. Oh, Lockett should snaffle this one. Beautiful kick, Kapler. Well done. And Lockett has marked it all right. And he was going to go on with it with O'Reilly. What a beautifully directed kick by Kapler.
Yes, and the ball gets down there because of a decision or a non-decision by Chris Mitchell on the wing here, where a player was manhandled. The free kick wasn't given. Now you got a shot at goal at the other end.
Yes, it was a high tackle right in front of us here. It should have gone to the Dockers. But Lockett has kicked 4. He's on one of the best fullbacks in the competition, but this man is a great footballer. He could play another few years up there in the goal square, couldn't he, Roscoe, for Sydney?
Good nick, Pete, he certainly could.
And listen to the hoots of the crowd as Big Plucker comes in to have a shot to kick his 5th. There's a beautiful kicking action. Oh, the crowd, there's not a murmur. I think he's put it through. Yes! 5 goals to Big Plucker. And Sydney kick away, Ross.
Yes, in this sort of form, Pete could very well reach his 1,000th goal, career goal this year. And here we see O'Loughlin feature again. Just good, clean ball handling. And the advantage of Daryn Kapler is that left foot over 50 metres. It probably pushed Lockett wider than he really wanted to go. But such is the quality of the player that if he gets in that position, he can still convert.
Five goals to Tony Lockett, my word. Young O'Loughlin looks an exciting player too, Ross.
Yeah, without doubt. Free kick at McGovern for a push.
He'll take it on centre wing.
He's very tall, Sandy O'Loughlin, for a half forward.
Oh, he's built like a stick insect, but he's very, very talented. In towards half. Oh! Man! Taken to ground. Hutton tries to soccer it clear, can't do so. Considine comes away. There's a worm burner for you, Peter McKenna. And Daryn takes the hand pass. Garlic gives him good assistance. Dunkley's one of the flyers. Waiting at the back is Kickett. Does a 360. Trying to get it away towards Chisholm. Has support in Jones. Out of trouble they come. This is Leach. Bouncing his way across the centre and still going. Off to Waters and he gives it straight back to him. Lewis continues to chase, but Leach has gone right down the ground. He gives it to Wills. Wills tucked in the pocket, can finish off a fine passenger play, and he does. So they get one back, Roscoe.
Yes, some terrific running by Leach, and he was assisted by teammates all down the ground as McManus goes off. And it was terribly important for the fortunes of Andrew Wills that he kicked this goal. He put himself fairly deep there, but had the good sense just to steady. And as a quality half forward that he's renowned to be, that's how he has to kick his goals. So Norris is back on for Sean McManus.
And we go back to the centre. Swans are very good at centre bounces because they work hard. Look at Rose, well played. He got it down towards Daniels. Daniels still going on with it, but he's bumped off the ball. Here's Winston Abraham, off the side of the boot. Mark dropped Considine, but he's had a very good quarter. Roos to Daniels. He's going to chip this wide. I don't know whether that was a good option then. Brunton, he should have gone direct to goal, because out there is Kickett. Here's Cresswell, a very underrated player, but he goes to ground, kick it in after it, and the umpire will probably have to bounce here. I thought that was a poor option before by the Swans.
Well, they're obviously trying to take some of the Docker style people, unless you're used to it. The kick there had to be spot on. And there you go, Pete Rose doing very well through the centre hit outs there.
Well, he keeps jumping all day.
Yes.
Under 2 minutes remaining in the first half here in Perth. Brunton close to the boundary line. And, well, I think everyone assumed that it was going to go out. Now we'll stop for a cup of tea. That's holding it and gone.
Not very often you see him get caught with the ball, is it?
So Bayes will take it. In his 200th game. Outside 50s. A lovely kicker of the football. He's got Dunkley and Lockett down in the square, down towards that half-forward region. Out comes Lockett. Can't take it. Off hands to Kepler. Snaps in towards goal and bangs it straight through the middle. So Kepler gets his first, and Sydney at the moment have the answers. 11-5 Roscoe to Fremantle, 8-3.
Yes, it looks as if some of the Dockers players thought Bayes would go long to the square. Lockett ran almost out to centre half forward. Just what she's Edwards got in front, which is a good effort. He's very good at doing that. But then the Dockers players just sat off Kepler then. There were three surrounding him, and he's a pretty deft left foot kick. Didn't miss.
Well, the margin out to 20 points. Rose wins another hit out. Waters to Abraham. Winston Abraham. He slipped over. Danger here because Kickett almost picked it up. Lewis, he's got it. Quick hand pass taken by Benny Allen. Allen to the half-forward line. Roos at the back. The ball hits the deck. Higgins races in after it. Still Roos. Back it comes to Rose. Rose cleverly tried to get it back. They're still going. Here's Waters. The umpire paying advantage. Waters from 40 metres. Chips it in short. And he has found John Hutton.
Yes, the advantage after the tackle was made was paid, which was quite right, Pete. And then Troy Gray had to either stand with Hutton or attack Scotty Waters. He decided to attack. He didn't just stand and jitterbug, as they used to say in the old days. He went forward very quickly.
So Hutton has kicked three, Roscoe. He's going for his fourth from directly in front. He's drifted this to the right, has he?
Yes, I think Considine just reminded him he missed too.
That is a shocking miss. Just on half-time. Vital miss.
8-4. Those 11-5. Yes, Jared Neesham would have loved a six-pointer there with only seconds remaining in this first half. Well, they may get another chance. Unable to hold the mark initially was Abraham. Has good backup support, but there's the siren as Edwards' kick goes down towards the left half-forward flank region. It's half-time here at the WACA in Perth, and another excellent quarter from Sydney. They booted 5 goals in that term and were able to open up a very handy lead. Lockett has booted 5. He kicked 3 in the first and 2 in the second. There's John Hutton. Costly miss. He's got 3 goals, but the two forwards getting amongst it. Andrew Dunkley coming across to Tony Lockett. Dunkley's certainly been active up in that forward line too, with 2 goals and a couple of big marks. Kicked 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Scotty Waters comes off. Pretty warm day here in Perth. Some hot football being played. Fremantle have the job ahead of them. They kicked 2 goals 4 in that second term. So checking the half-time score, Sydney 11-5, 71. Lead Fremantle 8-4, 52.